Hey guys, Jonathan here, and with the 2025 Shire set that LEGO is putting out, I thought it would be fun to go all the way back to 2012 and check out the original Bag End Shire set, An Unexpected Gathering from The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. I bought this set 2 years ago at my local Bricks and Minifigs. It was sealed, and as you can see, if I lift it up here, I paid $250 for this sealed 2 years ago, and the new one that's coming out is $270, which is, pretty wild that anyways, you can do the math and you get where I'm going with that. But I broke the seals on this sealed set from 2012 and rebuilt it just the other day so that I could review it here for you guys and show you what it's like all these years later. So let's check it out and let me know in the comments if you had this set back in the day. Okay, so this is the Hobbit Unexpected Gathering set that came out in November 2012 and was on store shelves until December of 2014. It had 652 pieces and retailed for $70 back in 2012, which was a price per piece ratio of 11 cents, so not too bad, especially for a licensed set. It had 6 minifigs, 5 of which are exclusive, the only repeat figure being Gandalf, of course. And then, if this were to be adjusted for 2025 pricing, it would be about $97 today. Compare that to the UCS version, which has about 3 times the pieces and is just about 3 times the price as well, not equating for inflation or anything like that. So honestly, the scale and the pricing is not too far off as far as that relationship goes, but as far as what's offered in the set, it is much, much different to the new one. So taking a look at our minifigs, of course, up first we have Bilbo Baggins. He's kind of in his at-home attire here, and I really, really like the printing on this, especially for 2012. The head, of course, can be flipped around, and he's got a much more concerned face on the other side, but it is a really great minifig all around. As mentioned, Gandalf is the same as the other sets. It is really nice to see one of these with a case-fresh, crisp cloth cloak. Say that 10 times fast. He, of course, has printing on the back of his torso. We can lift the hat up to see those bushy eyebrows, and he's got that great beard piece to finish it out. Here we have Balin the Dwarf, and if we lift up his hairpiece, you can see he's got a really detailed head underneath that does have 2 sides to it. That beard really covers up a lot of the head, and of course, that's a very unique piece for this figure. He does have a super detailed torso, which does get covered up quite a bit by that beard, and crazy enough, he also has printing on the back of the torso with a short red cape. I do love this hairpiece for making him look movie accurate, but it does cover up a lot of the great detail on the torso, and is definitely worth mentioning. Here we have Bombur the Dwarf, his accessories being a little hot dog piece and a little pot there, and just like before, he has a beard piece that covers up pretty much all the printing on the torso. I do like that when we look at him side by side, those stitches on his shirt are still printed underneath the torso, and he still has quite a belly printed on there, but this piece is actually meant to show his belly, resting underneath his big, long, braided beard, and it's a really, really cool figure all around. Of course, 2 sides to the head. They're not all that different, though, especially by the time you put that beard hairpiece over it again, but overall, it is a really, really nice figure, and once again, exclusive to this set. Here we have Bofur the Dwarf. Hopefully I'm getting his pronunciation right, but look how cool that hat is. It's really, really awesome. It's actually rubbery, as you can see. We've got a great head print under there with a very angry fighting expression on one side, and a little bit more of a smirk on the other. We've got a short brown cape here as well that covers up some torso printing on the back, and a very detailed torso print on the front. I do think that torso print is a little bit dated by today's standards, but it does look really, really good, especially for 2012 detail level. And finally, we have Dwalin the Dwarf, who has a really ginormous hammer here, as well as a little knife piece. I really like the tattoos around his head. That adds a lot of great detail, and of course, that head sits inside a beard piece, so go ahead and take that off. It's a little bit tricky to get a grip on the head. You kind of actually have to twist it, but there you go. You can see that. We have a short green cape with some printing on the back. Really, really love that. The cape only has 1 neck hole because they couldn't really stack it too much because that beard piece takes up so much space. But overall, this is an awesome figure, and you guessed it, yet again, another exclusive. Now, onto the house build itself. We'll use Bilbo as our minifig here. In fact, we'll turn his head around so he's not so sad, so you can see for scale and everything like that. Again, for $70 back in 2012, I do think that this really packed a punch and was a nice set. We got a lot of interior display that you could reach your hands in for play value. I don't think that the layout is super duper accurate to what we see in the movie as far as like where everything is, because, you know, there's like the hallways when the door opens and all that. But overall, I really think that this was a great value for the money back then, especially with all the minifigs, and when you consider how many of them were exclusive, that's pretty cool. The wood pieces here, and these two are all stickers that are worth mentioning. We've got a little gate that opens up front and some plants that are growing out front, you know, some harvest over here, and just overall, it's very lush and green, and I like that. Now, of course, we could take a look. There's a bench and flowers there. We've got the windows. There are windows on the sides as well, which are really nice. And then we've got the chimney stack here, and the entire roof can actually lift off, again, so that when we flip it around, there's so much more access for play and rearranging your minifigs on the inside. Of course, of course, we can open the door this way and have your minifigs enter the house for the unexpected gathering, that is. And then, to that note, let's take a look at everything inside. We've got Sting on the shelf over here. We've got a little chest with a shovel in it. We've got the maps of the Shire, Mirkwood, and just those really great sticker pieces there that look awesome. A little apple in a barrel here. Then, of course, we've got the actual chimney stack here with the fire going underneath. We've got Bilbo's book, which is really, really cool, on the shelf right there, the letter, and then, of course, there's all kinds of food that goes on the table. Things like the bread and the pretzel don't actually fit anywhere, and then you put the, like, cherries and the chicken legs and all that there, and then there's 6 seats, 2 at the heads of each table, and then 2 on the sides, that allow for you to put all your minifigs there and have a party. So, overall, I mean, there's really not much more to say to the set than that. I really like the shaping and the contour of the outside, and I really, really do think that this was worth $70 back in the day, especially with that big printed door piece and all of the other awesomeness that went on into this awesome Shire bag end set. Alright guys, be sure to hit like and subscribe in the comments down below. I would love to know if you had this set back in the day. It was a lot of fun to build and put together, and once again, I would just love to hear your memories about this set since it's over a decade old at this point. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video, and until next time, build on.